All right, what's up, everybody? It's the NW Sportscast. We're here with a new episode featuring Vinny. He's the RA of this lovely dorm, and he's going to be giving his insights on the NFL. This guy sat with me and watched Red Zone for like 7 hours on Sunday, so we know he is a true fan. Vinny, we're going to get this started with your favorite team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. We both picked our favorite teams to win this week, Steelers, Seahawks. Both of them left us very disappointed, but were there any key positives that you took away after that loss?
Key positive number one, T.J. Watt. I mean, come on, he's obviously probably one of the best edge rushers. I would want to argue the best, but I think there's going to be a good running this year to see who's going to be edge rusher number one. But, I mean, you cannot be upset with him at his day at the office. 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery, and it's just been it's going to be a good year this year for T.J. Watt. Hopefully this year, he was robbed when he was trying to break that sack record. Was it 2 years ago or was it last year?
2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago when he was trying to break that sack record. Man, he got robbed of 1 sack. He should have had the sack record, but, you know, it is what it is. But this year with 3 sacks game 1, I'm really excited for this year for T.J. Watt. I would say, man, the defense, you know, it's a little disappointing, but I think, you know, we're coming in with a really young secondary. We're going to try to get the veterans like Minka Fitzpatrick and them to try to coach up these young guys and see what we can do with this secondary, because we had a second round. Oh, what was his name? I can't think of his name now. The quarterback that we just drafted the first pick in the second round. Oh, can we look it up?
Yeah, let's see.
What is his name? I should know this man. How did I not know this guy? This is disappointing to me right now. Should be in the defense.
Yeah, looking at the defense.
It completely slipped my mind. I wanted to talk about him. Oh my god. That's Steelers. Defense. No. Was it Levi Wallace? No. Joey Porter Jr. There we go. Joey Porter Jr.
Yeah.
He did not have a.
Just the one tackle.
The one tackle, but
Yeah,
he was decent on the on defending against the on the passes, on the pass game, and he was doing okay. But he's definitely a rookie. You just got to see it with these rookies. They just got to learn. Offensively, though, this is going to be, I would say, a struggle. I think it's coming to the point where it's like, who's number one receiver? Is it still Jonte Johnson? I mean, I don't think anyone, especially myself included, any Steelers fan really thought Allen Robinson Allen Robinson II was going to lead the receptions and receiving yards for the Steelers this coming weekend.
No, he didn't lead the reception.
No.
Calvin Austin.
He did?
I
thought it was 8 targets. Yeah, 8 targets.
Robinson does lead the team in yards, which is interesting after how bad he was last year. I thought he was washed.
You know, I think it's the veterancy coming out of here, Allen Robinson. We definitely need that. So it was good to see Allen Robinson being reliable for us. It was 8 total targets. Okay, that's what I saw. It was 8 total targets. No, Calvin Austin III was the 6th. Okay. Honestly, Freiermuth, you did great with only that 1 reception for a touchdown. We needed it. He's my guy. I love Freiermuth. And honestly, besides that, I think the run game, I think it was just because of that 49ers.
I mean, Najee disappeared.
I think it was that 49ers defensive line.
He went.
Our offensive line, we're rebuilding, man. It's going to take some time to get it. It's going to take a couple games before that offensive line gets into a good groove. But I think the pieces are there. Pickett, the first 5 passes he had, 9 total yards. That stat just sticks out like a sore thumb. And I think it was what? It was 199 yards to 1 yard?
To 1 at one point.
At one point. It was, or something like that. Or maybe I was thinking of another game. There was like 3 of them this week that were like that. It was crazy. This was a weird week for NFL. This is the weirdest NFL opening week I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I mean, going into that, we have, on average, 4 teams, 3 to 5 teams, but it's usually 4 that start 0-1 end up making the playoffs. I can count probably 10 teams right now that I thought were going to be playoff contenders that are 0-1. So
the Bengals for being 1.
So let's ask you this question. Okay, which 4 teams do you think those would be? The 4 teams that are 0-1 that you think end up making the playoffs?
Well, for starters, definitely the Bengals. 82 yards for Joe Burrow. That was the worst. Let me say that again. The worst for passing yards for a quarterback this week.
Yeah.
Absolutely, for a starter who started or played for most of the game. That is incredibly, wow, that just blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. Actually, I forget all who lost this week. Can we look at the scores?
Yeah, let's look at the scores here. But I mean, you got teams like
Oh, Minnesota.
Kansas
Minnesota
City.
for one. Minnesota.
Kansas City going down.
Yeah.
You've got the Bengals. You've got
So many. That's why.
Minnesota, you've got Tennessee losing, Pittsburgh losing. Denver, who
Bears
a lot
are
of
not
people.
going to playoffs.
a
I'm
lot
sorry
of
for any
people
Bears
thought the
fans out there.
Broncos.
No Bears are going to the playoffs.
The Chargers lost. The Patriots had a very close loss, and then
It was
Seahawks,
close.
Giants, and Bills. So all of those teams, you look at that.
Giants are not going to the playoffs.
2, 3, 4. I guess the
Steelers could be counted as
missed
one.
it last year, but there's 5, 6, 7. 7 playoff teams from last year.
Potential playoff.
Going 7 of the teams that were in
Oh, that's
last
right.
year
That's right.
lost the first week. That's half. Half the teams in the playoffs last year lost week 1. That's insane.
I mean, that Chiefs game, man. I remember watching that game. That was absolutely crazy, crazy game. Shout out to Jared Goff, man. 2-0
He
against
pulled it off.
Mahomes. Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it from my perspective, I feel like the Chiefs are definitely going to make it. I agree with you about the Bengals. I think Buffalo, I'm not going to go off of the Bills yet. And then the fourth team that I think out of the 4 teams that I'm going to say 0-1 that make the playoffs, the fourth one is going to have to be my Seahawks. Because, look at the NFC, it's still a very weak conference. You could argue maybe the Vikings, but I think the Seahawks are better than the Vikings. So I'm not Seahawks fans. I know we're struggling, but I'm not going to go off that just yet. I will say I'm a little confused about the decision to sign a 41-year-old at guard or tackle, Tyron Smith. He's obviously very good. No, we just signed him.
Oh, okay. We just okay.
Just now,
I was
and you can
gonna say.
see. I mean, let's see if there's anything on him right here. It's gone pretty much unnoticed. Nobody really seems to care in the in the article.
Well, Seahawks fans care, man.
I mean, look, a 41-year-old tackle, he's not going to save your team. So I'm a little confused. Like, I guess maybe he'll help, but like last year he played 10 games for the Cowboys. He only started one of them, and he was not. I mean, he was basically just a league average lineman. He's 41. He's certainly injury prone, and even he's a potential Hall of Famer, but he's well past his prime. I mean, this is just not. It's just not what the Seahawks need right now. What we really need is we need Abe Lucas and Charles Cross to be healthy, and that's the concern right now.
Well, didn't the Seahawks have problems with the edge rushers this weekend?
Well, the edge rushers is a totally different story.
No, I mean like defending against the edge rushers for the tackles. Didn't they have a problem this weekend?
Well, they both got injured.
Oh, that's true. So
Both
maybe
our starting tackles both left in the third quarter. So
that's a little concern.
we bring in a new tackle to hopefully, from what we're hearing, Charles Cross has a toe injury and Abe Lucas is an ankle injury. So possibly they could both be back in a few weeks. Possibly as soon as week 3, maybe even one of them plays this week. We're not really sure, but I don't think a 41-year-old is gonna help like bridge that gap. It's a struggle because these are one of the big reasons why I thought we would be so good this year is because you have 2 23-year-old tackles who both played very well last year and are both still improving, and now potentially facing both of them missing time. That hurts a lot, and Gino's not good under pressure.
No. That showed during the Rams game. Definitely.
I mean, there's the clip that went viral of Aaron Donald going in his face, and Gino just looks at him and says, "Oh my God!" Like he was scared, like and that's. So somehow we're gonna have to protect against Aiden Hutchinson and the Lions next week because they have a good defense as well.
Yep. And I think that maybe that's why they signed that veteran tackle right there because they need that. They need that veterancy to get to defend against that edge rusher in Hutchinson. So what's next?
Certainly. Well, let's address the elephant in the room, the elephant in the entire NFL, Aaron Rodgers. I didn't even watch the game last night until the fourth quarter. I saw it. I was gonna watch it. I checked my phone. I see the notification. Aaron Rodgers is out for the game. And then I kind of just shrugged and I was like, okay, well, the Jets are going to lose. And then what do I expect? I come in and all of a sudden the game's just on and it's the fourth quarter and it's tied. And I could not believe what I was seeing, but I also couldn't believe what I was hearing. Excuse me. After the game, Aaron Rodgers out for the season. I mean, Vinny, how does this affect the Jets this year? What do you think they're going to do?
It's the Zach Wilson redemption arc, or at least it's got to be for him. If there's ever a redemption arc for Zach Wilson, the time is now. I can't say in confidence that he led the Jets to this victory yesterday, but I can definitely say for sure that for Zach Wilson, if there was ever a time to redeem himself, the time is now. ACL injury for Aaron Rodgers, gone for the entire season. That's a bummer for the Jets. I mean, I remember everyone was hyping up the Jets this offseason. Jets going to go to the playoffs. Jets are going to do this. They're going to do that. Not even it wasn't even 5 minutes in the game and he gets injured.
He threw one pass.
He threw one pass, no yards. It was an incompletion. And he was carted off. And I remember I was watching this live, and all of a sudden, he's going to the medical in the back, and he's got a boot on, and I was talking to some friends, they're like, oh, that's not good. Maybe it's some minor injury, maybe he'll be out a couple weeks. Get a notification, oh, it's an ACL injury. He's down for the year. What happened to Aaron Rodgers? I mean, it's just, man, it's kind of hard to see Aaron Rodgers these last few years with the Packers, how he's been pulling his weight with the Packers. The Packers haven't been able to do anything in the playoffs. And now you want to hope for Aaron Rodgers that he does well in New York. What's the first thing that happens? Not even 5-10 minutes into the game, he gets injured.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. I don't really think Zach Wilson's going to be able to do very much. I have a feeling this is probably a last place season for the Jets.
I don't know about that. I mean, if you're able to beat the Bills, I know, of course, there was a lot of factors that got into beating the Bills, but the fact that they were able to beat the Bills, I will say in confidence that the Jets can vie for a wild card position. Though it'll be tough, I do believe they can possibly do it. Are we going to view the schedule?
Let's check the schedule here and just
boy,
see.
The schedule's coming out.
So, next week,
the Cowboys. Nope, that's a loss.
Dallas. Okay, so now you're 1-1. Then you host the Patriots.
That's a tough one in my eyes. I want to see that game because I don't think the Patriots are going to be a 500 team this year. But it's going to be a good game. I think this will determine who's last in the division because the Dolphins look good. The Bills are going to fight for the top two. I think that's going to be the scrum.
I feel like they can win against the Patriots.
I think,
so
especially in MetLife.
Then they play the Chiefs. That's going to be a loss. At Denver, I feel like
they're at Mile High.
Lose.
They're at Mile High. I don't think they're going to win.
I'm going to take 2 and 3. Philadelphia. I mean,
no,
the Eagles. So now you're 2 and 4 after the bye. At this point, this is when you potentially would have to look into signing. I mean, people are saying to call Tom Brady. People are saying Carson Wentz. People are talking about Cam Newton. I mean, all sorts of ideas are being thrown around right now for who the Jets should sign. Joe Flacco, who was with them last year, people are saying they should sign. I mean, he was slightly better than Zach Wilson last year, but he's also older. So I mean, yeah, there's not a whole lot of good options out there. Colt McCoy just got released by the Cardinals. They could potentially sign him. So if they want to lose a bunch of games, there's options out there. But if they want to try to see what they have in Zach, so let's say you're 2 and 4. After the bye,
they're beating New York
Giants.
They're beating the Giants.
I think I tend to agree. So then, 3 and 4. Here come the Chargers at New York. I feel like the Chargers are better.
But I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets, for somehow,
and the Jets D pulls it off.
Jets D pull it off, and the Chargers just suck.
The Chargers. Okay, so
doing Chargers action. But let's count it as a loss. Let's count it a loss.
Okay, count it as a loss. 3 and 5. Why don't we say this? Between the Chargers and the Raiders the next week, they win one of those, lose one.
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
So that puts them at 4 and 5.
They're losing at Buffalo.
At Buffalo, that's a loss. 4 and 6. Then they host Miami.
Oh, that's a tough one again. I would say they win this one, but they lose in Miami.
Lose in Miami?
They lose in Miami.
Okay, so give them the win there, 5 and 7. Then the Falcons and Texans both at home. I think you.
They beat the Texans, but I think they lose to the Falcons. Falcons look scary this year. I think that's a sleeper team for me.
I think they're beating Atlanta.
No,
so now you're 7 and 7. Okay. I think we did our math wrong.
I think you did your math wrong.
4 and 5, 4 and 6, 5 and 6. So now you're 7 and 6.
7-6.
But then you lose to the Dolphins. And
So
then
7-7. You're beating the Commanders.
Beat the Commanders. Okay, 8-7. Then
Lose to the
you
Browns.
lose to the Browns. 8-8. And
You're
I
losing
think
to the
you
Patriots.
lose to New. So we're gonna predict 8-9 for the Jets. I initially had them at 10-7, but I had them making a playoff run and winning 2 games in the playoffs because I believe in Aaron Rodgers. 8-9 is not going to get you to the playoffs, so yeah, the Jets are officially the losers of the week because I don't think you can.
No. They're not the losers of the league.
Oh, they're the losers of the week.
Oh, come on. What about those Giants?
Well, the Giants, I never believed in the Giants. If you guys watch,
That's true.
if you guys watch my season predictions, I never believed in the Giants. I had them winning 8 games and missing the playoffs. Last year, they tied. They made it into the playoffs because of a tie last year, and then they somehow beat the Minnesota Vikings because Kirk Cousins was just played like Kirk Cousins. And so people were all hyped on the Giants. I never believed in them, so I'm gonna take full credit for that one.
Well, but it doesn't matter if they're not you predicted badly. The matter of the fact is you played on Sunday Night Football in MetLife.
Yeah.
Played against the Cowboys at home, and what happens? The worst NFL game, possibly, hopefully, this season. I hope we never see a game like that the rest of the season.
Yeah,
And it happened to happen
and on primetime.
on prime
Come on.
on a Sunday Night Football game.
Terrible.
Honestly, NFL, I blame you for that schedule. I blame you guys for everything the Giants could stand a chance against the Cowboys, even if they're at home.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Terrible.
The fact that they scheduled that.
On a Sunday Night Football game. Oh my God.
So one more thing that I want to get to, and then I'll let Vinny maybe give some other takes if he has any.
that's true.
We got our dorm room pick'ems league. I'm interested to see, Vinny. You have the leadership of that.
Yes.
If you could pull it up, I want to know who predicted the most. We don't need to use their names, but what was the most predictions? Because I know from my perspective, I had a terrible week.
I also had a terrible week.
I picked 8-8. That's how bad it was, and that was considering that I actually was right on. I was right on my upset pick for the Browns.
So most was 10. 10 out of how many games there was?
10 out of 16.
10 out of 16. So that's not bad. Me and Levi did one better than me. I had 6 out of 16, man.
It has me at 7, huh?
Yeah, you did not do
Which
good.
one did I?
Which ones is to be more particular?
So I missed the Chiefs. We all did.
We all did.
Arizona, I picked them as one of my upsets.
I
That
had
was a mistake.
Commanders.
I was right on the Falcons. I was right on the Browns. I was right on Baltimore. So I did well in the morning. I was right on Jacksonville.
It was the evening games.
I was
you did
right on San
terrible.
Francisco, but I missed Minnesota.
Everyone missed
the Buccaneers. They were picked by 5% of the nation to win that game. So
not surprising.
kudos to Baker.
I lost on the
Baker
Titans.
played very well this week, by the way.
I lost on the Titans. That was a close game.
I got New Orleans.
Green Bay.
Chicago,
I was right on Green Bay.
Seattle. I picked Denver. I picked the Chargers. Oh my goodness.
Philly. We both picked the Giants.
A few people did pick Miami, huh?
I picked Miami. Oh no, excuse me.
Did I
not
really pick the Giants?
Me?
I think that was a mistake. I'm gonna be honest. I think
I had so much hope this season.
Okay, because I thought I went 8-8. I think I accidentally picked the Giants there because I was.
Oh
I
come
was,
on, you accidentally
no, because I had the Giants losing that game in my. If you guys watched my full season predictions.
Well, that's not what it says here on the pick.
Yeah, I think I made a mistake there, but yeah. Anyways,
everyone lost on
every
Buffalo.
single person picked Buffalo. The fact that the Jets won without Aaron Rodgers, I can't believe it.
I think if you asked anyone, do you think the Jets can beat Josh Allen and the Bills without Aaron Rodgers? I don't think anyone would say yes.
No one would say yes.
No one would say yes.
So in light of that, let's look at next week. Let's look at week 2.
Cannot wait for next week.
And let's see, Vinny, I want you to make your predictions for me. I'm not going to make mine yet, but I want to see what you have to say. Take a look at the schedule here.
Okay, here we go. That is going to be... Oh, I got to watch that Thursday Night Football game. Oh, my gosh. Wow. Minnesota Vikings at the Philadelphia Eagles.
I don't think this is going to be close.
No, I think...
Eagles are winning.
I don't know, man. I think this is going to be a close matchup. I think if you're looking at this on paper, you're going to want to say this is going to be a close matchup. But I will agree with Levi. I think this is not going to be close. I think this is going to be 14 points difference between scores. But I'm going to say the Minnesota Vikings are going to take this one. I'm not confident on that though. I really do think this is going to be a close game on paper, but I can't agree with Levi on the sentiment that this is not going to be a close game. It's either the Vikings win by like a field goal or a touchdown, or Eagles are blowing this out. But I'm going to stick with the Vikings this Thursday. Then Sunday.
So Packers Falcons. I feel like the Falcons.
Falcons look good,
I don't know.
but that's just tough.
I'm gonna switch us to the CBS so we can see the odds.
Yes, that's a good call. Good call. But Falcons and Packers. Packers and Falcons. Man, Bijan and Tyler Algier, is that his last name? Is that how you pronounce it? Anyway, that was a running back duo last week against the Panthers. But
Hang on, we got it on my phone. We can see
That's
the
true.
actual who people are picking.
let's see. No, but that's probably going to be one of the best early games. That if you don't watch Red Zone, you want to watch a specific game, I would watch that Packers Atlanta game. It looks like on the odds, it looks like Atlanta is going to lose, but it's winning 1.5. That's crazy. That's how close they got it at. Wow.
Yeah. So let's see. So the Eagles are projected by 95% of people.
So far. Let's keep that in mind.
Bengals are 56% over the Ravens. Who do you got in that one?
Bengals or Ravens? I'm gonna go with this is the bounce back week for the Bengals. I'm gonna say they're gonna kick it. They're gonna win it, but I think within a field goal. I don't think this is gonna be. I think this is gonna be a shootout. I think the Ravens Bengals this week. Joe Burrow, 82 yards. He did terrible, so he's gonna come out throwing the gun. But I think it's gonna be a really close game. So I'd watch that game. That's a good one.
Yeah,
Buccaneers, Bears.
I'd probably take Bengals, maybe.
Buccaneers.
Buccaneers are winning that.
Buccaneers. This is a tough one.
The Bucks are picked by 81%. Yeah.
19% still pick the Bears? Wow. Wait, hold on. So you're telling me that in the pick'ems, in CBS, those who do CBS pick'ems, you're telling me that 5% are taking the Vikings? And when it comes to Buccaneers, Bears, you're going to have a 19% chance? Dude, come on. What were the people that pick pick'ems, man? Bucks are winning the Bears. There's no doubt about that.
Packers are favored 72%.
I can understand that because Jordan Love looks good with those Packers, man.
Yeah, Jordan Love. I think he was the biggest surprise of the week. Well, Jordan Love and Baker Mayfield. Those were the two biggest surprises of the week.
Baker Mayfield was a surprise. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna go with the Falcons on this one because I don't think the Packers' run defense looked impressive to me against the Bears. They did let Justin Fields run a little bit. Actually, let's pull up those stats. I'm actually a little curious.
Yeah, well,
maybe I'm thinking some nonsense
Bears,
over here.
I mean, Khalil Herbert had a terrible game, so
it's Khalil Herbert.
He's also not considered to be a good running back. Look at the Bears, their stats. Fields rushed for 59.
Yeah,
Khalil
Fields-
Herbert 27, and then so.
What did Desmond Ridder run for? I'm actually curious about that now because if he ran for a lot, I think the Packers maybe.
Desmond Ridder doesn't run the ball, but the Falcons have two of the best running back duo in the NFL right now.
That's true.
Between Algier, 75 yards,
Oh, he
2
only had one
touchdowns,
rush. Yeah.
and then Bijan Robinson, 56 yards, and as well as 27 receiving yards and a touchdown. I mean, that was pretty much the best running back duo in the league.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the Falcons. I think their running attack is going to be very interesting. I had Drake London in one of my leagues, and I was fervently disappointed when he only had one target. And Bijan Robinson was the most targeted for the receivings, and he caught all of them for 27 yards though. So
Yeah.
definitely not going to be a pass-heavy team, the Falcons this year, but that run game is going to look stellar. All right, then let's go. Next game, Colts Texans. Damn. Oh, that's easy. Colts. Anthony Richardson
Yeah.
actually looked really good.
I feel like
I'm thinking this like last year with who was it? Matt Ryan last year? Was it Matt Ryan last year?
Yeah, Matt Ryan.
Matt
last
Ryan.
year.
Like, I was thinking about this as the Matt Ryan Colts. No, this is the Anthony Richardson Colts. They're gonna beat the Texans. Texans, they need another year or two to rebuild.
Yeah, tend to agree with that one.
Now this is a shootout.
Jags Chiefs. I'm picking the Jags honestly, and
I'm picking the Chiefs.
and
I'm
the
gonna go
crazy
with
thing
Chiefs.
is that even when the Jags win, the Chiefs are still a better team than them, and I will still rank the Chiefs ahead on my power rankings, and I will still pick the Chiefs as the best team in the AFC. But I do think the Jags win this week because no Travis Kelce. As
Oh, is
of
that
now,
confirmed?
Not confirmed,
Not
but as
confirmed.
of now, he's still not back.
That's true. That is true. I think though the Chiefs, they need a wide receiver. Kelsey he's too much of a number one. They need a number two. And who was the reception leader for yards for the Chiefs that game?
I think it might have been Blake Bell, the backup tight end.
I picked up
whoever it
Noah
was,
Gray for
we don't even
fantasy, and that was the greatest mistake. He was supposed to be projecting 7 points, barely got me 2. Had like 2 receptions.
The Chiefs' leading receiver was
Martin.
it was Scantling with 2 receptions for 48.
But look at how many people he passed it to.
I mean-
Without Kelsey, it's just
Isaiah
Wow.
Pacheco Isaiah Pacheco leads the team in receptions. Rashi Rice with the most targets at 5.
no Gray.
Noah Gray did also get 5 targets, but he dropped 2 of them. And then obviously Kadarius Toney was 1 reception and 5 targets. That was not.
Although I will say Rashee Rice did look good for the Chiefs, and I think if you give him a couple games, he could form to be. I wouldn't say the next Tyreek Hill because I don't think he has that speed like Tyreek Hill,
No.
but definitely that like
I
number
feel
one
like
wide
he could
receiver
be
option.
good. You know, he does score touchdowns. So.
That is true.
All right, Chargers Titans. I think we both agree that the Chargers will win.
Ooh, I don't know. I think the Titans. They look good against the Saints.
Tannehill played like
Okay,
was the
no.
worst.
We don't talk about the passing game.
Tannehill was the worst quarterback in the league this year, or this week. He
No,
the
that
worst.
was Joe Burrow.
No, Tannehill threw 3 picks. Burrow didn't throw any.
Well, didn't Allen throw 3 picks? too?
Allen threw 3 picks, but
Well,
Allen,
that's true.
but
yeah.
Allen
Allen
also
had
threw a
better game.
touchdown.
That's
pass.
also true. But I do think the
3
run.
picks, no touchdowns. That's hard to be worse.
I
than
do
that.
think though the run game for the Titans may be a problem for the Chargers. I do think that. I think it will be just.
Yeah.
I think the
Chargers
second
have
win.
good- Well, the Chargers may not have Austin Eckler either, so that's worth watching.
Yes, and also the Titans having that run game may put a number on the Chargers, but I think it's going to be like the Saints this last week for the Titans. I think it's going to be a really close one, nail biter, win or lose. It's up in the air for them. Now the Raiders versus the Bills. 9% are taking the Raiders. Come on.
Yeah, the Bills are. I think the Bills are gonna win.
The Bills, yeah, I'm gonna have to take the Bills though. I do agree the Bills should win this game, but I think this should be a lot closer. This percentage. Seahawks versus the Lions.
Seahawks are winning. I don't care that we only have 8%. We're winning this game. We beat the Lions like 8 times in a row. We always beat the Lions.
I'm sorry, Seahawks fans, but I think the Lions have your number this week.
No.
Especially if you look at how you guys
No.
played this last week and how the Lions played against the Chiefs. The Lions came from behind. The Lions came from
the
behind,
Lions
right?
only won because Kadarius Toney allowed them to get a pick 6 by.
Okay, that is also true, but also you have to take into account who was dominant on the receiving game for the Chiefs.
No, Seahawks are winning. All right, let's move on. Giants, Cardinals.
Cards.
I got the Giants. I think the Giants can win this, but
I think
both
Cards
of
look
these
impressive.
both of these teams look bad. 49ers, Rams. This is 49ers. I think they were the better.
Well,
team.
actually, you know what? Funny enough, I was looking at the stats. 2 of the top 5 receivers this last week, Tutu Atwell and Nuka Pachua. What is that his name or what is it?
Tuku Nakua, something like that. I
Something
don't
like that.
know.
They were the top 2 leading receivers this last week.
Are you sure about
yeah,
that?
they were. I was just looking about that.
Let's see, because I'm pretty sure Tyreek Hill is the top receiver.
No. Top 2 of the top 5. That's what I was saying.
Really?
Yeah.
In what stat?
In receiving, they had the
In
most
yards?
in yards. Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
Puka
Atwell,
and Nakua.
Nakua.
Yeah, they were the top 2
However,
top 5.
no touchdowns for either, so
But they were good targets.
Let's hold our horses on that one.
But I do think
Brandon
the Niners won
Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk is number 3, by the way. So
Yes.
the 49ers still, and Brock Purdy is just as good as Matthew Stafford.
that. Also true.
All right, so Jets, Cowboys. We already talked about this
Cowboys.
one. Cowboys, Broncos, Commanders. This is a tough one.
Broncos.
I think Denver can win. Dolphins, Patriots.
Dolphins.
We talked about this. I think Dolphins. Yeah. Saints, Panthers. The Panthers are only favored by the Panthers only are picked by 11% at home.
I think I made the mistake of this last week picking the Panthers, but I think I'll make the same mistake this week. I just think the Panthers look fit. I think they need a little bit growing. They need a couple more games, and then they got their wheels going. But I do think the Panthers could win this game. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Saints won it. That's the Sunday Night Football game. Interesting Sunday
No,
Night Football.
that's Monday. There's 2 Monday nights.
Oh,
Sunday
there's
is gonna
2.
be Patriots Dolphins on Sunday. That'll be a good game.
That will be good. Wait, what time is those Saints Panthers?
Saints Panthers
Yeah,
is
we're
Monday,
15.
and then also on Monday, Browns Steelers. I think the Steelers could bounce back and win this game. I really do. I'm not gonna make a pick yet, but I feel like they can.
As a Steelers fan, I want to take the Steelers, but after I saw the Browns play this week, it's a tough call. As a Steelers fan, I'm going to take the Steelers. But looking at this statistically and analytically speaking, the Browns probably will win. But I'm still going to take the Steelers. As a Steelers fan, I got to take the Steelers. But I think the Browns probably will win.
Yeah, okay. I think I might take the Steelers too. We'll see what I end up deciding to do. But with that being said, we've got our predictions. Vinny, any more hot takes that you could have after this first week?
Ooh, what do I remember? I don't know if this is a hot take, but after what I saw week 1, I think that, in my opinion, the Lions are taking the NFC North. I think the Packers will give them a run. But I think Jordan Love needs next year. He needs the rest of the season, and then it will be next year. I wouldn't be surprised if the Packers win, but I do think that Jared Goff will become another divisional lead winner with the Lions this year. I think that would be my first hot take, if you call it a hot take, because I think it's not that much of a controversial.
Yeah, that's fair. I was saying that before the season started, so yeah. I agree. All right. Well, with that, we're going to wrap this episode up. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Should we bring Vinny back on the channel? I think we should. But I guess you guys can make that final call. We always love having guests on the show. So thank you all for watching. Thank you to all of our new subscribers who are watching after, we've got a couple of viral videos in the past weeks. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And this has been the NW Sportscast.